So, are you fed up with online racing in Circuit Superstars? Are you annoyed with other drivers giving you no respect on the track? Or are you just looking for a bigger challenge in the Circuit Superstars community? Then this is the video for you. Hello there, Starrick here, and in today's video, I will be talking about the different experiences between matchmaking racing in Circuit Superstars and the competitive scene. I will make sure that you have the info you need to determine if getting into the competitive scene is something that you might enjoy. Special thanks to Crimson, who asked me to put this video together. If you don't know who Crimson is, you will. She has become a pillar of the community in a relatively short time that she has been with us. She regularly helps out as a mod on the main Discord, as well as organize several events with different streamers. So thank you, Crimson, for all that you do for our community. We really appreciate it. So before we get into the matchmaking experience, I want to put out a PSA to everyone. 99% of the time, ramming into other cars makes you slower. If you did not notice, the game has damage, and damage makes your car go slower. So the best way to get faster and get better results in this game is to not touch other cars. Literally, it is the easiest thing you can do to get better results. So, the matchmaking experience. Let's go over the pros and cons of online random racing. So the first pro of matchmaking racing is that you will get exposed and start to learn each car and track due to the fact that the car and track combos are random choices. And learning the tracks and cars is the first way to get started getting fast in Circuit Superstars. Because if you don't know where you are going, how will you go fast? The second thing you will learn in matchmaking racing is that you will need to pit in most races. You will learn that the undercut is very powerful, and you may also learn how to fuel save, because on some car and track combos, to achieve the best strategy, you will need to fuel save on at least one of your stints. I have included some fuel saving resources in the description below from my fellow Circuit Superstars YouTubers, so please check them out. You will also just get experience racing other drivers, which is very different from the AI in this game. Currently, the AI is what I would consider suboptimal because they do not care much if they hit you or not. But as far as I know, the devs are working to improve the AI. But learning how to race real drivers is very important to be able to race cleanly. So next, let's go over the cons. The first is that, now remember, this is my opinion, the races are a bit short for my liking. Currently in the competitive scene, we normally run races that are 15 minutes or more in length. And of course, the biggest con is that there are drivers out there that do not necessarily want to race you, but just want to ram you, or just don't care that they ram you. Now they should, because you get lots of damage when you ram people. So this is probably the biggest con of matchmaking racing, and lots of people get tired of these people very quickly and re-queue, try to get in a different lobby. So don't be one of those people. The last con of matchmaking racing is that the skill level is very varied. And so it may be that you get in a lobby that has no one around your skill level and you just race by yourself the whole time. So now that we've gone over the casual side of online racing in Circuit Superstars, let's go over the competitive side of things. So what is competitive racing? Well, there are what I consider two types of competitive leagues out there in Circuit Superstars. The first type of league is what I would call a fun casual league. This is a league where there are either one-off race events or one-off series. Currently, I would say the biggest casual league right now would be Beef Hama's events, which I'll talk about later. These types of leagues are probably the best to get your feet wet with competitive racing. All skill levels are very welcome at these events and are actively encouraged. We always want the maximum amount of drivers we can get signed up. Now the next category would be serious leagues. These leagues are where the most skilled drivers like to participate because the races are more structured for even competitive racing. Now, you don't necessarily need to be very fast to join one of these leagues, as they all have various divisions to join, which are normally filtered by skill level. For instance, the World Touring Car Series is currently ongoing, and to divide up the participants into equally skilled groups, they held a qualifying race that determined your skill division. So, when should you join a league? You can join a league at any time. No matter your skill level, there are several fun leagues that do one-off races, as well as the more serious leagues don't have a set skill requirement. All they ask is that you're able to get around the track without wrecking into anybody. The serious leagues also generally have some sort of sorting system that will put you in a division that most represents your skill level. Now, not all leagues are currently open for joining, but in the future they will be. So, what are the rules? I have heard that some drivers are a bit hesitant to join a league because they do not know what the rules are, but there is no need to worry. The rules are very simple and fairly consistent across all leagues. The main rule that governs kind of throughout the leagues is the notion of clean racing. This basically means that to race in these leagues, it is encouraged to race in a clean manner, so no ramming or even bumping of any kind. Unfortunately, due to POV issues that are plaguing the competitive scene right now, this is a pretty difficult job, but it is still doable for all the drivers involved. This brings me to penalties. Each league has a different penalty structure and a different level where penalties are applied. But if you do so happen to race in an unclean manner, you will incur a penalty. So if you ram someone off the road, you will get a time penalty added to your finish time, which could possibly lose you some positions. And if you are fighting for a championship, this could be devastating to your points. The goal, of course, of the penalties is to promote clean and fair racing. The other rule in leagues is that the race settings are specifically tailored to provide an enjoyable, challenging race. This includes creating the settings to have several different pit strategies that are viable, that will test your race strategy thinking. The other difference is that the races are generally longer. Most leagues hold races between 15 and 30 minutes long, and some hold longer races like the league I run, which is the Circuit Superstars World Endurance League. Another different thing from online racing that leagues have is you do normally get more laps, or you get a set amount of time to qualify for the race. So when you get in a league, what should you do? Well, the first and foremost thing is to show up to the races. The only way to get better at competitive racing is to show up and race. The other thing is that you should spend a little bit of time practicing the car and track combo before the race. One of the big things you can do to do well in these races is to come prepared. Now, if you are just in it to race, you don't need to prepare more than just running, laps 15 to 30 minutes before the race, just to get your muscle memory into action. But if you want to do your best, it is best to take some guidance from my other video where I lay out my practice plan for league races. That video is in the description below, as well as the top right corner of this video. So, where are these leagues? So now that you have all this info of what league racing is in Circuit Superstars, where are these leagues? So the best place to see what leagues are going on is to go to the community events channel in the official Circuit Superstars Discord. There you can find some pinned posts about different leagues that are going on currently. Also, league organizers will generally post when they have races going on in that channel. But I'll just mention some right now and kind of go over what those leagues are. The first and foremost league in the community right now is the International Circuit Superstars kind of championships. Currently, they are hosting a team championship, an Americas regional, and a European regional. This is what I would consider kind of the World Championship League, where all of the best racers currently go. Next is the Top Down Racing League. They generally hold some random cups, as well as some one-off races that users can also kind of put on. They also have this really fun career mode where you gain points and you can buy cars to race in. Another current series going on is the World Touring Cars Championship Series. And this is where they're racing touring cars every week for the next couple weeks. So definitely tune into some streams for that. There may be a couple of spots open in the lowest league, but definitely join that Discord and just kind of see what's up and see if you can join. The next is kind of a fun, kind of competitive casual league, which is, I don't know what he calls it, but it's Beef Hama's series of races. Their next race is on May 29th, and it's going to be the Indianapolis 500. They're trying to kind of recreate that in the game with the 80s GP at Speedopolis for, I don't know how many laps yet, but definitely go join that. That should be definitely, a real hoot, that's for sure. Another league is the Superstars Team Challenge. I believe this is being run by Black Rebel and maybe a few others in the community. It's also being put on by Race Department, and it looks like they're going to have a really awesome production value when that goes live. I will say that this is a licensed, I don't know about license, but you will have to pay to have a team license to join that league. But it's definitely maybe something that everybody should be looking out for to view when it comes out. The next is the Circuit Superstars Racing Association. they are going to be putting on an IndyCar series here coming up. I'm not sure when, but definitely join that Discord, kind of join that league. I believe they're still having signups, so definitely go check them out. And the last one I'll talk about is actually my league, the Circuit Superstars World Endurance League. Like I mentioned before, I don't really enjoy shorter races compared to longer endurance races, so I decided to create my own league to hold 30-minute to an hour-long races. Currently, we're kind of in a testing period where we're kind of testing different settings and different car combos because we are trying to do multi-class racing. So definitely join my Discord and just kind of stay tuned for our next kind of test race that we're going to have if you may enjoy endurance racing. So those are all the leagues I'm going to talk about right now. If you have a league that I did not talk about, definitely comment below the video. And if you are watching this video, then I think you are already interested enough to join a league, or at least join the community for various one-off events that are put on by various members of the community. Thanks for watching, and let me know if the info in the video helped you decide to join a league. All right, peace out.